let's refresh on some of our angle facts. If we have a point, we know that round that point we have 360 degrees. So if we have a number of angles coming out from that point, no matter how many we've got, no matter what size they are, if they all join together around that point, they will all add up to 360 degrees. If we have a straight line, and we choose a point on that straight line, and we draw an angle, then we know the two sides of the angle together will add up to 180 degrees. Regardless of how many angles we split that into, it will always add up to 180 degrees because it's on a straight line. Now we're going to make use of that fact by drawing some parallel lines. The easiest way to draw parallel lines is to use a ruler and to draw along both sides of it. That is a rubbish line. To draw along both sides of a ruler. Just like the easiest way to draw a circle is to get a glass and draw around it. Right, so there I've got my parallel lines. What I'm now going to do is draw a line cutting through my parallel lines. It could be any line, as long as it's a straight line that goes through both parallel lines. And that will give us some very useful properties. So just to show which are our parallel lines, I am going to put arrows on them. Now, when your line cuts through parallel lines, the angle it cuts through at, because they are parallel, is the same. Now, take a minute to have a think about it, and you'll understand why that works. Because these lines are at exactly the same angle, anything that cuts straight through them will be parallel, will have the same angles. If you think about it, that works for bookcases, shelving units, anything that you look at, as long as it's built correctly, will usually have a 90-degree angle, but it is always the same angle. Right, now knowing what we know about straight lines, we know they add up to 180 degrees. So blue plus red is going to be 180 degrees. So I've got blue plus purple, sorry. So blue plus purple is 180 degrees. Because we've got another one here, that's also the same. Blue plus purple is going to give me 180 degrees. If I was to come down this line, I've got a purple and a gap, and I happen to know that purple plus blue gives me 180 degrees. And that will be the same on the other one. Now if I look going this way, I've got blue and a gap. And I know that blue plus purple gives me 180 degrees. And there I've completed my little bit of demonstration. I can now give you some facts. If you look, we've got purples opposite each other and blues opposite each other. When any two lines cross, opposite angles are equal. That doesn't require parallel lines, it just requires two straight lines to cross. Opposite angles are equal. Now, there's a couple of ones that are very useful when you're dealing with parallel lines. The first one we call the F angle. So if you look at this here, you can see the F. Obviously it'll work if you flipped it the other way as well, but we're used to using the letter F. So F angles, they have a technical term. I'll discuss the technical terms in class because you're not expected to name them, so it doesn't matter if you can't remember it. But if you can remember it as the F-shaped angle, then you won't go wrong. Now if you look, they're both the light blue. So F angles are equal. And next, I'll draw it on this side to make it a little bit easier to spy. If you look at this side, you see it makes a U shape. So we call these the U angles. Now this time we've got a blue and a purple. So they're not equal, but we know that blue plus purple equals 180 degrees. So U angles add to 180 degrees. And we're going to leave this video here.